Hi everybody. It's Saturday of Holy Week, and this is the one thing that I've been looking forward to. This is probably one of my favorite Easter traditions, and that is resurrection rolls. You're going to need a can of crescent rolls, marshmallows. I've got me a plate of cinnamon sugar, and then melted butter. Can't see that real good. And then I've got just a parchment paper over a cookie sheet here. So we want to talk a little bit about Saturday. Sorry, Brent. We want to talk a little bit about what happened Saturday. This is the day that everybody started panicking because they had seen the saints walk the earth. They'd seen the curtain rip in the temple. You know, the curtain rip because we didn't need it anymore. Used to be the priests you would have to go to your priest with any kind of sin or problem that you had, and the priest would have to go behind the curtain and talk to God. Well, he would have to be holy. He would have to be pure and clean, and they would tie a bell and a rope around his waist. And if he wasn't, when he went back there, he would die. So they would hear that bell, and they would have to pull that rope and just drag him out. So when Jesus died on the cross, we didn't need that curtain anymore because we could go to God. We didn't need the priest to do it for us or anything like that. So the disciples were scared. They were hiding because they didn't know what would happen to them. The Romans had sent 2 guards to watch the tomb because they were told that they remembered that Jesus said that he would rise again. So they had sent 2 guards to stand at the tomb just so that the disciples couldn't sneak his body out. So there's where we're at today. So we're going to go ahead and get started on our crafts. And just before we get started, just want to let you know that starting next week, I'll try to post a Sunday school lesson geared toward kids and try to have a little craft every week with it. We want to keep our kids involved in church. Please don't let this get them out of their youth groups or out of their Sunday schools. We want to keep them involved and keep them learning about Jesus. So, like I said, this is my favorite tradition. It tastes really good, and it has an awesome story behind it. So, I'm just going to kind of set everything up. In this little activity, the crescent rolls is going to stand for the tomb. They're going to stand for the tomb, the borrowed tomb that Jesus was buried in. The marshmallow will represent Jesus. When Jesus died, they anointed his body with oils and spices. So that's where the butter and the cinnamon are going to come in. So we'll go ahead and get started. So this is going to represent Jesus. We're going to tear Brennan, if you want to, and we've washed our hands really well. We're going to tear our crescent rolls apart. Thanks. Should have brought us a napkin because this is going to get messy. Just keep it in a square. A triangle. And I'm just going to lay it down on my sheet like that. Now, I'm going to take the marshmallow, which represents Jesus' body. They anointed his body with oils. That's where the butter comes in. I just coated the marshmallow. And they anointed his body with spices. And that's where the cinnamon and sugar come in. And you're going to want a lot of cinnamon and sugar. Now, they put Jesus in the tomb. And then you just roll it up real good. You want to make sure that all of your seams are sealed off. All of them sealed off real good there. all of it's sealed off. And then I'm just going to lay it on my parchment paper. You okay there, kid?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do another one. So this is Jesus' tomb. This marshmallow represents Jesus. I'm going to roll his body in oils. And anoint his body with spices. Back then, when somebody died, they would have to anoint their bodies with oil and spices because their bodies, they would stink. They'd start to stink because they didn't have funeral homes and morticians and everything like we do now. So their bodies would start to stink, so they would have to roll them in these oils and spices to kind of cut back on the stinking. Now, when I get mine done, I like to just roll it around a little bit more, just at least the top of it, in the cinnamon, just to give it a little bit of flavor. You need me to bring you some more cinnamon?
Yeah.
Now, I have some already made, so I'll go get them and we'll finish talking about it, and I will get Brendan some more cinnamon. And I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, so I baked these a few minutes ago so we would have something to show. There's what they look like when they're baked. Now they're called resurrection rolls. So when Jesus was buried in that tomb, he didn't stay long, did he? When they went back on that third day, the tomb was, what do you need? Okay, sorry. When he went back on that third day, the tomb was empty. So, that's resurrection rolls. And I really hope you all try these because they are good and it's got a good story behind them. Sit them down, go through the story again when you do them, and let me know what you think. Happy Easter, guys. Canada Free Will Baptist is having a sunrise service in the morning at 7 o'clock. You can find them live on their Facebook page. Everything's going to be posted to our website, which is canadafwbc.org. So, happy Holy Week, happy Easter, and we love you all.